Good afternoon and welcome to EHC-TV. This is Chandler Foster with your EHC-TV news interview. This Friday, February 9th, Emory-Henry College is going to be hosting a Rush Week. And this is where all the fraternities and the sororities are going to be hosting a education week for new members and potential new members. Joining me here to talk about Rush Week is Terrell Smith, a potential frat. Thank you for joining me, Terrell.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So, did you come to Emory-Henry knowing that you wanted to join a group, or was this something that you acquired while you were here?
Honestly, I had no plans of rushing at all when I came here. Hadn't looked into any of it. It was just kind of something that I found after being here for a little bit.
Oh. Well, so since you're new to all this and you haven't really gone through Rush Week yet, what do you expect that it's going to be like?
I'm honestly not sure. I've talked to some of the people who have gone through it, but I haven't really been putting much expectation on it. Just hoping to learn a lot about the group that I want to join and then seeing where it goes from there.
Well, what are you hoping to get out of Greek Week?
I'm hoping to just get closer to whichever group I decide to join. Hope to get closer to it. Hope to get closer to the members that are already in it, and then, learn about whatever I can involved in the group.
Yeah, well, that's really good. So what groups, like when you first thought about joining, did you think about one specific group, or did you have several potential options that you wanted to explore?
When I first heard about Greek life, I think I had like 2 options, and then it just ended up narrowing down to one once I talked to some people. Would you want to know what those options are?
And what group did you want to join?
At first it was C-Phi and Theta Chi. And then I ended up leaning more towards C-Phi, so that's what the plan is.
Oh, okay. Now, what particularly inspired you to want to join a frat or a group?
At first it was just word of mouth, hearing people talk about it, having some people ask me, and then I talked to some people from both of the groups that I named already, and mainly on the C-Phi end, Brandon. He came and talked to me about it, told me what the group was about, told me everything that they do or what they stand for, and I just kind of thought it'd be a good fit.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty good. Well, this is a very, I guess a trying time, because we're in the point now where new members aren't really allowed to interact with active members. So how do you feel now that you're waiting on a potential bid maybe later this week?
I mean, I'm not really sure. It's more so like, I hope I get the bid, of course. But as far as like the interacting with the current members, I still have decent interaction with the people that are in the group that I'm going with.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't make you feel nervous
basis.
or anything?
Honestly, no.
Oh.
I feel like it's a good group. I feel like it's something that I, hopefully can get into, so not necessarily no.
Well, my last question here before we wrap up. What is your advice? What advice would you give to somebody who's, I don't know, maybe thinking about joining one, or wants to join one, or is on the fence about joining a group? And also, what advice would you give them about going through Rush Week?
As someone who hasn't gone through Rush Week yet,
yeah.
As far as going through Rush Week, couldn't really give the most advice, but for anyone thinking about doing it, I'd say at least give it a chance, because you honestly never know. There's a bunch of different groups on campus. You could find one that you like, maybe you don't, but you never really know unless you just go for it,
Yeah,
so
don't knock it until you try it, right?
Exactly.
Well, Terrell, I thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you, with this Rush Week, I hope you find the group that suits you the best, and I hope you find what you want out of it.
Appreciate you, most definitely.
Well, I appreciate you joining us. For EHC-TV, this has been Chandler Foster with your news interview.